back to the Big Bang Review Show. My name is Jason J. Rock Houston, and you are watching episode 5, part 2. And once again, we're continuing our conversation about the latest Bon Jovi album here, Forever. This album was released back on June 7th, 2024. Yes, just this year. It's the latest Bon Jovi album come out. The band's first album, very much a comeback album. The first album in 4 years. Now, last time we talked all about my first impression of the first lead-off single, which was, of course, from the song Legendary. Now, I urge you guys to go on YouTube. There's a great music video to go along with the song Legendary for you to go and check that out. Now, today, we are going to be talking about my first impression of the second single to come off this album. And, of course, I'm talking about the song Living Proof. Now, compared to Legendary, Living Proof is a song that is really kind of much more in vein of the classic Bon Jovi sound. Now, last time when I was talking about Legendary, I told you it took me a few times listening to Legendary to really get to like the song, but it's a song I really love now. I love the hook of the song. And it's just very catchy. And if nothing else, like John Bon Jovi has said in interviews for the new album, the joy is back in Bon Jovi. You put on this album, and the joy is there. That is something that was missing for the last couple albums I felt as a Bon Jovi fan. But talking today about Living Proof, which, as I said, is the second single off of this album, I got to tell you, I love that song from the minute I heard it. I said, yeah, it's got that classic Bon Jovi sound. It had a great chorus, a great hook, and I just loved it immediately. I mean, to me, you could have put it right next to a song like, Living on a Prayer, Shot Through the Heart, all those, Bad Medicine, all of those Wanted Dead or Alive. Now, of course, Living Proof is a little more upbeat than a song like Wanted Dead or Alive, but it's got that classic sound. It's got that that sound that we all think is that Bon Jovi sound, if you know what I'm talking about. And of course, as I mentioned, there's like a music video to go with Legendary. So you think for a great track like this, there would be a music video. So far, no. But what we got was a lyric video. In fact, after Legendary was released as a single, this was the next song to be released off this album. And we didn't get a typical music video, but what we got was, it's a modern day technology lyric video, which is basically a video where you watch a video and the words to the song kind of scroll across the screen, and that's basically what this is. But they find a great way of being able to keep the viewer's attention. It's beautiful eye candy. It's not your typical video. You're not going to see any shots of the band. But the lyrics go across the screen, which is what you want in a lyric video. And now let me tell you about some of the lyrics in the song. Okay, does the sun still shine on a dead end street? It really it's simple one line phrase in the song, but it really kind of gives you something to think about. I mean, have you ever gone and driven down a dead end street? Oh man, the street doesn't go all the way through, and I gotta turn around. I gotta go back the other way. Why do they make dead end streets? Just think about the kind of neighborhood you're in when you're in a dead end street. Ever get lost? And you think, my God, who would ever choose to live on a dead end street? But yeah, I'll tell you, if I sit here and think about it, yeah, I'm sure the sun does still shine on a dead end street. But classic, that proved again to me what a great songwriter John Bon Jovi is. Just classic lyrics, classic phrasing, really makes people think. Okay, here's another one I like. Let's see. I'm tired of talking about someday. I'm tired about talking about somehow. You ever ask people, hey, you ask them a question, someday. When is this going to happen? Someday. How are we going to accomplish this? Somehow, I don't know. Again, just talking about something as simple as I'm tired of talking about somehow or someday. You know, it's like I want a solid answer. So again, these are simple, the phrasing, these lyrics, simple things that everybody kind of goes through in life. But listening to the song, you really kind of it makes you think. And more than anything, Living Proof to me, I love the lyric video. Again, it's not your typical music video. You can go check that out also on YouTube. I urge you to, because despite it not being a typical music video, there's no images or anything of a band in there. It's still pretty cool looking lyric video, and I just got to say, you got to see it, um, and pay attention to the words going across the screen, because it does what a lyric video is supposed to do. It really makes you think. Okay, um, and again, to me, this is probably if you ask me what are my what's my favorite song off this album, I'm going to save that for the next episode we're going to do on the Bon Jovi album here. But for today, I'll tell you, Living Proof is one of my top two favorite tracks off the entire album. That's how strong of a song I think this is. And Living Proof, I think, when Bon Jovi does get ready to hit the road, if they do, um, hopefully Living Proof will be one of the songs in the set list, because I think it'll get people up on their feet. People start singing along with the band. It's one of those type of songs that you'd love to hear in an arena. And talk a little bit about the band's plans to tour. Well, of course, as you may or may not know, that when this album was released back in June, also on June 7th, they released the much talked about Bon Jovi documentary on Hulu. I watched that, and what a great documentary, to release at the same time. I think it really helped to kind of promote the album. If the documentary would have been released on a separate day or come out on its own, the documentary would still have been great. But I think it was a great way to get the word out about this album. And I'm sure everybody's had a chance to see the documentary. Anybody who's a real diehard fan. Now, a couple things about the documentary. You got to keep in mind that a documentary was filmed over a course of I think 2.5 years, and during that time, Bon Jovi the man John, he was dealing with all his vocal issues and going to see a specialist and deciding to have surgery in that. And a good portion of the documentary deals with John's vocal issues and deciding if he's going to be operated on and have that vocal surgery or not. And he finally had the surgery, and he's got on record and said he's not sure if there's going to be another Bon Jovi tour. He said, I would like to get out there and support this fantastic new album, but I don't want to do it unless I can get up on stage and not even give 100%. I want to be able to give 110%. I want to be able to sound like every other time when I went out there and gave it my all. He goes, because if I can't give it 100%, there's no purpose in hitting the stage. So that's another thing to consider when going out to buy the new Bon Jovi album here. I mean, great album. And again, there's a chance we may never get to see the band play live again. There's a chance we may never get to hear these songs live. So go out and you can get it on vinyl, you can get it on CD. I urge you, just so you have it in your collection, to be able to, I go to, I get in my car, I take this with me. The songs are that good to listen to. And again, then there's a chance the band may get to go out there once, John feels that he's 110% ready to go and book a tour. So the anticipation of fans waiting to see if Bon Jovi will ever play live again, just gonna have to wait and see. But it looks like John's voice is kind of getting back to the point where it should, and we just want John Bon Jovi to have a quick and speedy recovery. Now, also the thing to keep in mind when talking about the new album, Forever, I mean, the main core of Bon Jovi these days, of course, is John Bon Jovi on lead vocals and guitar. We of course have Tico Torres on drums and David Bryan, the keyboardist. And now David Bryan and John Bon Jovi actually probably go back the farthest, in that they knew each other in high school. That's where they first met. And Dave has been working with John Bon Jovi probably the longest of all the guys in the band. And Richie Sambora hasn't been in the band, I believe, since 2012. And Phil X has been the guy that's been there ever since as the lead guitarist. And the thing that people didn't know about Phil X is Phil, he's holding his own. I mean, he's a great guitar player. He's not going in there trying to be Richie Sambora. Phil X is being Phil X, and he's really playing those classic Bon Jovi tunes, from what I understand. Honoring them the way Richie originally did, and at the same time putting his own spin on the tunes, which is great, which is what you want a guy like Phil X to do. And at the same time, Phil X has been building his own legacy with Bon Jovi because he's appeared on the last 4 Bon Jovi albums, including this one. But I think on Forever here, Phil X is really kind of he's made the ultimate statement. I think this is his best album with the band so far. And of course, on bass guitar, we got the legendary Hugh McDonald, who's been involved with Bon Jovi from the very beginning. But of course, for many years, Alec John Such was, I'm talking about the original bass player. He was the guy that went out on the road with Bon Jovi. He played on some of the albums, and then Hugh McDonald even played on some of the studio tracks back in the day. But they kept that kind of under the rug, kept it a little secret until Alec was no longer in the band. And sadly, since then, Alec John Such has passed away, had a heart attack a number of years ago. But he'd been retired from the music business for many, many years, but he got to appear with the band one final time when they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that's, I believe, the last time the original Bon Jovi, including not just Alec John Such, but Richie Sambora, were up on stage together. And man, what a moment. Could you imagine to have been there that night? Wow. So I think I've talked up Living Proof enough, but like I said, it's one of my top 2 tracks on the entire album. Now, next time when we do episode 5, part 3, you're gonna have to tune in to find out what my favorite track off the new album is. Now, I will tell you this much: my all-time favorite track off of Forever, it is not Legendary, and it is not Living Proof, but Living Proof is like my number 2 favorite song off the sound, like I said. So tune in next time, and we will finish talking about this great, fantastic album, Forever. Go out and get it. And after you check this episode out that we just filmed here, I want you to go on YouTube and do yourself a favor, watch the music video both for Legendary, and then go and watch the lyric video for Living Proof, and you'll see what I mean. Great fun tracks. It's got that. They both got that classic Bon Jovi sound. And the most important thing of all, and being a Bon Jovi fan, I think, I got to say, I totally agree with John Bon Jovi. The joy is back in Bon Jovi. So go check it out, guys. I've been Jason J. Rock Houston. You've been watching the Big Bang Review Show, and at Cat Chris TV. Want to thank you guys for tuning in. And wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing what we do. So thanks so much. Take care. Talking to you again real soon. Bye for now.